Nelnet is new to NACIS. I'm really excited to be here. I appreciate this opportunity. We are going to take our time today to tell you a little bit about some of our current offerings and look a little bit to the future as well. So a little bit about myself. My name is Amy Stover. I have been in the higher ed industry, specifically in the payment space and software as a service for about 14 years. And prior to that, I was in financial aid in higher ed. So a long background there. My background in terms of the higher ed payments industry is in operations. So largely in implementation, production support, and client operations, meaning school client operations. So I've joined the team, the Nelnet sales team, over the last few months to bring that experience over to a new product that we're launching, and I'm going to be talking about that in just a few more minutes. But just to back up who Nelnet is, and given that this is a brand expo, I'll talk a little bit more about that after, because I think some of you may be surprised to see Nelnet joining NACIS because you may know us specifically for student loans. But that's just one segment of our business. So where I sit is in Nelnet Campus Commerce, which is our higher ed focused division. And Nelnet Campus Commerce is the largest processor of educational payments in the country. And again, I'll elaborate a little bit more on that and what that means for our business in a little bit. But just as a background, I think it's important to know that Nelnet's focus is serving higher education, and our solutions are not multi-use. They're not built to fit any industries other than education. So that sole focus really does allow us to innovate and to drive innovation within our products, but also in new product rollouts as well. And because we have the stability of that parent company that's probably familiar to many of you, we get a lot of independence within our division to be forward-looking and to drive a lot of action, but most importantly, timely solutions for our education. So why are we here today? Specifically, I'm really excited to talk about Campus Key. So Nelnet Campus Commerce is really thrilled to introduce this really to NACIS first, our latest innovation. Campus Key has been sort of in the works even prior to the shakeup that COVID has delivered to us all. And Nelnet had heard and really recognized the need for creating as many avenues for contactless campus as possible. So with that, to the degree at which it's possible, we're looking for mobile solutions, and that's what Campus Key is. So we're launching this. It's a compliant and user-friendly way to reduce contact on campus and to keep your school community safe. And we know that there are like offerings in the market, but again, we think that our core focus on student education and security helps make this a great offering for your campus. So with that, what is Campus Key? So Campus Key is ultimately leaning into the fact that behavioral habits are not changing. They are changed. Students are using their phones, and traditional college-age students make up 1/4 of the US population. And within that, 78% consider their mobile phone their most important piece of technology. And I'm sure many of you agree. And though I'm not in that age bracket, I know that my phone is one of my most valued possessions and always within an arm's reach. So that generational shift in tandem with everything that COVID has brought to us has made it very evident that solutions that students can control their own security with are going to be more and more important as we think about things like increased mobile food ordering, increased need for social distancing, physical gatherings being smaller, remote learning, sanitary concerns. All of those things play a role in Campus Key. So what is it? It's an app that's designed to connect students to campus, and it's a secure virtual wallet, student ID, communication hub, and more. So you can see here on the screen some of the features that we're talking about. So this app is the mobile student ID with the wallet affiliated to it as well. So the students are able to use their campus cash and meal plans all using that app. We do offer the integration to the institution information, and I'll talk a bit more about it, but integration is central to everything that Nelnet does in the campus commerce space. So integration of tuition, being able to view, make payments, see the status of refunds and other institutional information is part and parcel of Campus Key. It also has the component of merchant loyalty and rewards for use of campus cash and other funding sources for off-campus merchants. And some of the other features of that would be things like a sponsor portal where students can request funds for support towards their campus cash account or others, and have individuals help fund those things. And then also some of the things that we think are really critical for the future are going to be things like attendance tracking, maps, and messaging, which are some things down the road where we think the ability for institutions to know where their students are will be critical to think about things like planning and organizing group events. So all of that is contingent within there. And available today is really our modular solution. So Campus Key is a tile-based application where students can navigate from their access, so integration with access and security, payments, as I talked about, ticketing for events and entry into secure spaces, and also places like the gym, etc., in their dining halls. And we also think that the integration to merchants and processing for mobile food ordering is going to be a really important key component. And because Campus Key is modular, the students, or rather the schools, based on what options are being used, configure this to look exactly as it needs to for the institution. So it's institution branded and configured based on what each school is offering. So as I said, we're excited. We're launching this out to the NACAS membership really first. We have completed a pilot program for this, and we did that with the University of Nebraska-Lincoln's prestigious Rake School. So the Rake School students, a group of them tested Campus Key with us, for us, and we've completed that to great success. So now we are excited to meet with prospective schools who may be interested in participating in the next phase of our rollout, which would be to become a beta school. So we've learned again and again how important it is to trust our client partners, and that's exactly why we're looking for this opportunity with a school who wants to have a collaborative implementation and really help shape our roadmap. In terms of the pilot program, we received so much great feedback from the students and the administrators that were using it that it heavily influenced a lot of our next steps of our roadmap. So not necessarily ideas that we didn't have, but it really helped us prioritize. And in some cases, absolutely ideas that we had not considered. And it allows us to learn the pain points that schools have either with current processes, current solutions, absent processes or solutions. So we're looking for a beta school to help us really understand that. I'll note that our solution is intended to be vendor agnostic. So to integrate with whichever solutions and partners you may already have on campus, though I will say that we are really grateful to have some partnerships, including with Color ID and others, that we can bring to the table to help, because we're not looking for to try and be everything to everyone. We know that there are some great tools and systems on campuses, and our goal is to partner with those and also help provide them if there's something that you are not pleased with in your current processes. So again, this is what we're looking for, and I'll give some more information at the end, but I'm really excited to be able to deliver this big news about this new feature from Nelnet. And again, just to back up, because this is new to introduce Nelnet Campus Commerce to NACAS, many of you are probably already members of the Nelnet ecosystem, and that may be because you get a bill for a student loan from us at your home, or perhaps in many of your cases, your institution already works with Nelnet in some capacity. But Nelnet Campus Commerce is a subsidiary of Nelnet, which is a $2.5 billion publicly traded company. So obviously a lot of security and stability goes around having that type of experience in terms of 30 years of being a publicly traded company. And we provide solutions in higher ed for over 1,300 schools in higher ed. And I'll note that our K through 12 products are the most used in the industry. Because of our parent company, as you would imagine, we are held to very clear security expectations. So we meet the highest validation and requirements for all considerations in terms of compliance. I also referenced integration earlier, and our payment processing tools all integrate with every major ERP and bidirectionally. So we're really proud of that and the relationships that we have with those. And also we maintain, as I mentioned with Campus Key, similarly with our other payment services, we are not expecting to be everything to everyone. So we bring great partners to the table. So companies like MTFX for international payments, GradGuard for tuition refund insurance, and others that you see here, and many others as well. The campus commerce difference, as I said, we have a very stable organization. We've had the same ownership since inception. So in 30 years, our stability has really been without question. In terms of our corporate culture, I think it's something that makes us really unique. And really, who we are at our core is driven by our core values, which you can find, and I won't read them to you. But really, I think it's important to say that we operate with integrity and we believe in accountability. Our number one core value is that customers come first. So we, as I said, are very collaborative in terms of our approaches and making sure that we're delivering everything to your expectations and above. So I'm going to just jump over a bit and talk a little bit more about who we are in terms of what we have.
Hey, Amy, you have about 30 seconds.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to just run through and say that Nelnet Campus Commerce has modular solutions that fit beyond Campus Key. So what we do is student billing and payments, payment plans, including past due payment plans, facilitate student refunds, and provide both electronic and in-person cashiering solutions, including a full e-commerce solution. And I'm just going to wrap. So what I want to do is just offer, if there's anything I can answer. I know I skipped through a lot about our institution. Anything I can tell you more about Nelnet or about Campus Key, the website and my email are right there. I'd love to schedule demos. And really, again, thank you so much for the opportunity to join NACIS, to get to speak to you and first, nonetheless. Today, we're really excited to be a partner with this organization. Again, thank you for the time.